Today is 7 days post embryo transfer. I don't know if I'm going to insert the clip of the test that I took a couple days ago. It was negative. As I've said many times by this point, I normally test on day 8 post transfer, which will be tomorrow, but this time around I wanted to test a little bit earlier, just in case if it is positive. I want to see that line darkening because of the previous embryo transfer we had in September ended in a chemical pregnancy. So just to like ease my mind about the beta numbers and such, I don't know. So not much has changed. I can't even remember at this point what I've shared or not, but I have been feeling nauseous today and yesterday, and it's not even like an all-day thing. And I know that the progesterone oil injection that I do causes nausea, so I've known that, but I don't think that ever caused nausea with my second transfer, which I got pregnant with Lucy. And last time, my last transfer, got pregnant, and I did feel a little bit of nausea this early on too. I didn't feel any nausea with Lucy until like week 6 or 7 of pregnancy, so it just kind of throws me off, thinking that it can't be pregnancy symptoms, but who knows. I've also been tired. Yesterday was 8:30 and I noticed that I was dozing off multiple times while watching TV, and I just wanted to go straight to bed afterwards, and that's exactly what I did. I've been having weird dreams. Don't know if I would consider them lucid like I have before. That's a pregnancy symptom of mine, is lucid dreams. And also waking up in the middle of the night and not being able to fall asleep. And also, I can't remember if this was yesterday or the day before yesterday. Yeah, it was 2 days ago. I don't know if I mentioned this on the previous clip or not, but I'm just gonna mention it again. I woke up, brushed my teeth, washed my face, and my nose started bleeding. I have heard that a bloody nose is a pregnancy symptom. I never experienced that like that. A friend of mine said that it had happened to her. I've just never experienced that. I know that, again, the only pregnancy I had with Lucy, I did have a dry, congested nose, and it would get a little bloody when I would clean it. So I am really nervous because I know that whatever this test says is basically infinite. My beta test is the day after tomorrow, so if I didn't test today, I would have been testing tomorrow like usual, and I had a pretty definite answer. So I'm really nervous because I really don't want the cycle to end. And if it does come to an end, I don't know if we're doing another transfer, and if we do, it's most likely not going to be anytime soon, which really bothers me that we're not just able to do transfers whenever we feel like it. My timer's about to go off. Let me check.
What are you doing? I play my poppy.
It's negative.
Because why not?
It's completely negative.
Okay. Ow! So where did I find this phone?
This transfer didn't work. And I just feel so gutted. I was so hopeful this one was gonna work.
No, why are you so sad?
Nothing.
Nothing? You're not sad anymore? Nice to it.
Here we are again. I just feel really emotional right now. As you guys would have seen on the previous clip, I took a home pregnancy test on day 7 post-transfer and it was negative. And then 2 days later, I went in for my beta and I received the email and my nurse called me. It was negative. I just got off the phone with my doctor. We had a video follow-up appointment to discuss this failed cycle. I don't know how I feel. I know that I mentioned this in a previous clip that I think I mentioned it. I felt kind of weird with the cycle. I felt that we were due for a fail, and I don't feel like I put that out into the universe. I feel like it was just an embryo at the end of the day. Only a healthy embryo is going to stick, like it did with my daughter, Lucy. I don't know. I just felt like it was different. A lot of things behind the cycle just felt kind of unreal. And even though I felt so positive and optimistic and I just wanted to manifest nothing but positivity, and so many things felt like it was aligning and felt like full circle moments. So regardless, it just sucks that this cycle didn't work, because here we are again, babyless, not pregnant. And I think that it's been a little harder because we're in April, and the transfer before this one, I got pregnant, and my due date would have been next month in May, so I'm having a hard time with the timing as well. I love my doctor, so her bummed, didn't work again, 2 in a row. So he did give me the option of transferring 2 next time, but I don't want to end up having 2. I really, like, some people have fears of spiders. I have fears of carrying more than 1 baby. I don't want to have more than 1 baby at a time, because I feel like it would be extremely stressful for myself and I wouldn't be able to do it. Let alone my mental health would probably get shot. But I know a lot of women are stronger than me and do it, have done it, will do it. I personally don't want to do that. I have 4 more embryos left, and just the thought of that also scares me, because we're using 1 by 1 and I'm still not pregnant. I just feel like, what are the odds that this 3rd transfer wouldn't work, you know? It can't be another negative. So I'm really hopeful for this next embryo being a healthy one. I have to have another healthy embryo in the bunch. Lucy could not have been my only healthy embryo. He looked at everything, my tests, my blood, my hormones, like everything. He said everything looked good. My lining was on the thinner side. However, he compared it to the size or the thickness that it was with my daughter, and it was just a little thinner, so not much of a difference. And as I mentioned, I did have that ultrasound done a little bit earlier because my doctor would have been off when I would originally go in for that, so they had me come in a few more days earlier, so I would have had time for it to have thickened a little bit prior to the transfer. He was just comparing or looking back at my successful transfer with Lucy and seeing how everything looked there. And I did mention that the only difference with that transfer is I was doing an additional medication, and I haven't been doing that these last 2 transfers, and I wasn't sure how much of a difference that would have caused. And he went back to go look, and he said it was a steroid. He was a little surprised that he even subscribed that for me, with it only being my 2nd transfer. But he said he will definitely add that to our next transfer just to see if it would help. I mean, it was pretty much that. A lot of my labs and ultrasound are up to date. I really just have to reach out to him if and when we're ready, and I'm ready. Like, I would love to do another transfer as soon as possible, but you know, it is expensive, and now to have to start saving up all over again is what really tears me down. Last time I started taking birth control immediately after I got my period, and I already got my period, and I decided that I'm just gonna wait. I just want to detox my body a little bit, and I don't know when we're gonna be ready for another transfer. We've decided that we do want to do another transfer, of course. It's just the cost at the moment, and we need to be smart. I hate being where I'm at now not doing anything such as IVF because I feel a little unproductive. I know that I've had a couple of friends just suggest trying naturally, and I just hate it. Regardless, there's always added stress when it comes down to trying to conceive naturally, especially if you are a couple that have experienced infertility. It just is what it is. No matter how many times you try to relax, I feel like there's just stress no matter what. How can you not think about it? And I feel like every time we just tried to conceive naturally, it was just, I kind of turned into a person that I didn't like. And I don't want to get into it. But I guess what I'm trying to say is we'll see what happens until then, because I know it's going to definitely be quite a few months before we're even ready for another transfer. I don't think it's going to happen naturally, and I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying it never happened prior. It would be an extreme miracle if it were to happen naturally, but I just don't see that happening for us, because for some reason I feel like getting pregnant and having a baby will never be easy for us, even though we were so fortunate that with our second transfer we got Lucy. I don't want to keep crying because these last few weeks have been really hard for us all. I have no clue when I'm going to share my next update. I don't know a lot of things right now, so I guess we will see what's gonna come next.